Okay, first video will be about the structure of matter and how it applies to electrostatics. Just some review about the atom. One, the early Greek philosophers came up with the term atoms, which mean building blocks of matter. Thomson, cathode ray tube experiment, discovered the electron and that there are negative electrons are in an atom. Rutherford, with the gold foil experiment, determined positive charges in the middle, the nucleus, with the negative charges around the outside. Bohr took this model and actually put these electrons, instead of just being in a circle like here, put them into orbits around the nucleus that was positively charged. So he called them energy levels. And then lastly, the quantum mechanics model, what we currently think is that electrons are in a general location somewhere around the nucleus, but we don't know the exact location. Atoms have protons and neutrons that are in the nucleus. And you can see we have oxygen, 8 neutrons, 8 protons. And then the number of electrons are floating somewhere in these areas around the outside. Neon, 10 neutrons, 10 protons, with 10 electrons around the outside. And then sodium, 10 neutrons, 11 protons, with 11 electrons floating around the outside. One thing to keep in mind in an atom, protons and electron total numbers are always the same, 8 and 8 in oxygen, 10 and 10 in neon, 11 and 11 in sodium. So, quick summary to talk about these. Protons in the nucleus with neutrons. Electrons are outside the nucleus. Protons and neutrons are tightly bound in the nucleus, while electrons are weakly bound, and that's important to remember. Charges, protons positive charge, electrons are negative charge, neutrons have no charge. And then we talk about masses. Neutrons and protons have a larger mass in comparison to electrons. So, protons and neutrons in the nucleus stay in tight, have very big mass. Electrons, very little mass. Outside the nucleus, being weakly bound, the electrons are what do the moving.